My new boss said I was too pretty to be good at my job. The HR meeting went differently than he expected. My new boss told me I was clearly hired for looks, not brains, exactly 3 minutes into our first team meeting. And at the time, I thought my career was over. Blub was the CEO's college roommate, which meant he was untouchable. During introductions, he pointed at me and said, well, at least they got one thing right with this hire. When I asked what he meant, he smirked at the entire conference table. You'll bring in clients just by sitting there looking pretty, sweetheart. Everyone laughed like it was harmless. I needed this job to pay rent and $30,000 in student loans, and HR had already shown they protected management over employees. But at that moment, I had no idea this man was about to hand me the best gift of my entire career. The warning signs started immediately. First client meeting, Blub introduced everyone by their accomplishments, then got to me. And this is Sydney, our office decoration. Smile more during the presentation, that's what you're here for. I'd spent 3 weeks on this campaign, so I pitched it anyway. The client loved it and requested me for the follow-up. 2 weeks later, Blub presented my exact campaign to executives as his own idea. He walked out with a $5,000 bonus while I wasn't even mentioned. When I showed him my time-stamped files, he patted my shoulder. Cute idea, Sydney, but you need someone who can actually sell it to the big boys. I still didn't realize he was digging his own grave. Things escalated. During strategy meetings I'd attended for 2 years, Blub started handing me his credit card. Let the smart people handle this part. Go get us some lattes. I fetched drinks while the new intern sat in my chair taking notes on my projects. When I asked for my promised raise, Blub laughed out loud. Pretty girls don't need money, Sydney. You'll just get married anyway and quit to have babies. My hands shook, but I couldn't lose my temper. Not when I didn't know what was coming. Then Blub crossed a line that should have ended him. He posted a numbered ranking of women in our department based on appearance in the main team channel. I was number 1 with the comment, at least she's good for something. 3 women reported it to HR. The response? Workplace banter. When Blub hired Pulo fresh from college, yes, that was actually his name, he immediately gave him the campaign I'd trained 6 months for. This needs someone serious, he announced. Pulo didn't even know our software. I had to train my own replacement while Blub kept building his case against himself. Thursday afternoon, Blub called me in for a performance review. You're moving to the reception desk next month. That's where you belong, greeting people with that face. And I thought he was joking until he wasn't. My coworker Riley pulled me aside in the bathroom. I want to help, but I can't risk my job, she whispered. Blub gets people fired. I have kids, Sydney. 2 other colleagues said the same thing. Nobody was willing to stand up to him, or so I thought. Friday morning, Blub sent a company-wide email announcing I was transitioning to a role that better fits my skill set at reception, starting Monday. My phone exploded with texts. I stared at that email for 10 seconds before something inside me snapped. I grabbed my evidence folder and headed for the HR office. I walked in without an appointment. I started unloading everything, the comments, the stolen credit, the demotion, while the HR rep looked bored. She sighed. This really sounds like a personality conflict, Sydney, and we can't. Personality conflict? A voice interrupted. Quinn, the CEO's daughter, stepped inside and closed the door with a click that sounded like a gavel. Keep talking, Sydney. I want to hear everything. Having one person with actual power take me seriously broke whatever was holding everyone else back. Riley appeared in the doorway, then Jen from accounting, then 2 others. Everything she's saying is true, Riley said, her voice shaking. I have screenshots of the Slack messages, documentation of 6 other women he did this to. The HR rep's expression changed completely. She pulled up her computer and scrolled through ignored complaints going back months. Email chains showing the pattern. Quinn stood with her arms crossed, jaw clenched. Get my father on the phone right now, Quinn said, her voice ice, and pull Blub's personnel file. I want to see every complaint and every excuse you people have made. Blub was fired within 2 hours. The CEO himself walked Blub out while security carried his box, and the entire office watched. Blub kept screaming about lawsuits and how his friendship would protect him. It didn't. The CEO called me into his office that afternoon and promoted me to Blub's position with a 25% raise and back pay for the stolen bonuses. He apologized personally for failing to create a safe environment for my employees, though we both knew he hadn't been paying attention until his daughter forced him to. At 24, I became the youngest department head in company history.